The watchdog organization Judicial Watch has just announced that they are setting a date. The courts have just set a date for a hearing, which is set to compel testimony from Hillary Clinton, force Hillary Clinton to give further testimony, and also to make prior video depositions public as well. This is a hearing that had been moved. The date had been set for October 11th and now pushed to November 14th should be the date of the hearing. So this week they're just announcing the movement of the date. One of the pieces of info that they're seeking comes as a Judicial Watch Freedom of Information Act lawsuit was seeking info about the controversial employment status of Huma Abedin. It's one piece of info that they're seeking, former deputy staff chief to Clinton. The lawsuit, which seeks records regarding the authorization for Abedin to engage in outside employment while employed by Department of State, was reopened because of revelations about the Clinton email system. So they've moved this date to this week on a motion to compel further testimony from former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and the Director of Information Resource Management of the Executive Secretariat, as well as make public the audiovisual recordings of the depositions of top Clinton aides and State Department officials, including Huma Abedin and also Cheryl Mills. They're seeking that information as well. Another update this week on the ongoing, Clinton investigation, Clinton email investigation. One revelation article just from yesterday pointing out that James Comey, we've learned, he also used a personal email for FBI business during the Hillary Clinton email investigation. He was using his own personal email for FBI business while serving as the head of federal agency, according to hundreds of pages of correspondence obtained by a political watchdog. Emails were released after a FOIA request by the Cause of Action Institute, was this other group seeked info, and they appeared to support the claim made by Mr. Comey that he was generally used. He used his private account for incidental purposes while serving as head of the agency. Approximately 1,200 pages of messages were obtained, according to Post, although the Justice Department reportedly declined to release at least 7 emails saying that information would disclose techniques and procedures for law enforcement investigations or prosecutions. But the released emails support comments made in interviews with this watchdog, talking about he had previously admitted using this Gmail account, he said, for word processing at home when he was writing longer messages for work. Several emails sent to his personal account were transmitted at the time in which Mr. Comey oversaw agency's investigation into Clinton's emails, they note. So they just had the release of those documents as well. People have been making the claim, obviously, that James Comey had played a huge role in Hillary Clinton not facing any real punishment for this email investigation. They point out that Clinton had claimed that she does not recall 20 times in her under oath responses previously to 25 Judicial Watch questions concerning her Clinton.com nonstate.gov email. Bentel is the other person they're seeking additional testimony from as well, had asserted his Fifth Amendment right and refused to answer 87 questions. He refused to answer 87 questions at his deposition. Hearing is before the U.S. District Court Judge Sullivan. This hearing was rescheduled from October 11th, 2018, and is the latest development in the Judicial Watch Freedom of Information Act lawsuit about the controversial employment status of Huma Abedin, former deputy chief of staff to Clinton. The lawsuit, which seeks records regarding the authorization for Abedin to engage in this outside employment. Again, they point out they're specifically looking for info on that. In 2016, Clinton was required to submit under oath written answers to Judicial Watch's questions. Clinton objected to and refused to answer questions about the creation of her email system, her decision to use the system despite warnings from State Department cybersecurity officials, and the basis for her claim that the State Department had 90 to 95% of her emails. Judge Sullivan is considering Judicial Watch's motion to compel answers to these questions. They also say that in her responses sent to Judicial Watch and the court on October 13th of 2016, she had in these responses, she was saying that she does not recall concerning her non-government Clinton.com email system. She preceded her responses by 8 general objections and 2 objections to definitions. The words object or objection appeared 84 times throughout the 23-page document submitted to the court and Judicial Watch. That response from Clinton, they had a statement, the original statement from when the date had initially been set for October 11th from Tom Fitton, who heads this organization, Judicial Watch, who is trying to compel this further testimony. He said at the time, this was in June when they had announced the October date, the original October date, he said the Clinton email scandal isn't going away, especially as Mrs. Clinton refuses to answer key questions about her conduct. Judicial Watch uncovered the Clinton email scandal, and since the DOJ and FBI have dropped the ball, it's the best hope for accountability and justice. That's what they said in June. The statement from today's release with the new date, November 14th, should be the actual hearing. So we'll, I guess, probably get a further statement after the actual events in court tomorrow. But today, they're just saying in anticipation that the public and the media have a right to a full accounting from top officials of the Clinton State Department in lieu of a much-needed new and untainted investigation by the FBI. The continued work of Judicial Watch and the courts is clearly the only hope of bringing sunlight into the Clinton email issue and completing the public record. So looking for more disclosure, obviously criticizing the FBI. They have been regularly. Let me know what you think. I will follow up if anything big comes from the hearing tomorrow. I think that they will probably be pursuing this case for some time. So I will follow up with updates on that. Leave a comment. I'm over on patreon.com/realityreader. I have a link in the video description. Thank you.